Guess what? I passed my NCLEX. Okay. So in this video I'm going to talk about things that I use to study for NCLEX and things that I think you guys should review based on the questions that I received during NCLEX and just to put your mind at ease just a little bit if I could do so. Okay, so the first thing that I would advise is to do a review course. I did hers, which I absolutely loved. I think it was very, very helpful. They broke down each section for you, and it was about a total of 20 or 21 videos. With the videos, you get the paperwork, and then you go along with each video step by step. For me, I started out, they say you're supposed to go in order, but I started off doing my weakest first because, you know, I feel like that I need to be able to hit that first and get a detailed understanding, more understanding of that. And then I can go on to my stronger subjects. And then once all that was completed, I did a drive through, whatever you want to call it. I went back over that my weaker subjects again. What else? The apps. I use ATI. Their app. I use UWorld, which was amazing because it prepares you for NCLEX. The questions that UWorld gives you, the difficulty, the level of difficulty, it definitely prepares you for NCLEX. And I also used NCLEX RN Mastery. That one, the UWorld was $60, which I think was well worth it. ATI was free. And then the NCLEX RN Mastery is, I think, $30 or something like that for the full access. I didn't do the full access. I only did the free stuff that they had to offer. But I used UWorld like... That was my go-to app. That and ATI, those two were my go-to apps. I would be laying in bed just doing questions, or, you know, in the morning when I'm getting ready to take my son to the bus stop, I would be doing questions. And it was very, very helpful. And don't worry about your scoring with that, because a lot of times I scored maybe a 49, 50 something. And then as I progressed, I started to do better, a lot better. What else? And also, I use Saunders. Let me see. Do I have my Saunders book right here? I thought I brought it in here. But I guess I didn't. But it's a big purple book. Okay, so I use Saunders, the NCLEX RN. I don't know how to put it so you guys can see it. And basically what I did with that was after I finished hers, I went through Saunders and I just, used it as like a reinforcement, you know, because it has everything in there that I personally think that hers uses a lot of stuff from Saunders as well, because it was like verbatim, much of the stuff. And then it condenses everything. It's not so much. It doesn't feel like so much. So I use that. And then I also have this right here, the Barron's NCLEX RN flashcards. And this one, this one is more so for farm. It has a lot of different drugs in there, a lot of different drug cards in there. And then it comes with this little key ring, and some questions at the back that you're able to carry with you on the go. So I used this. I carried this with me. I had people helping me, asking me questions from it, and then I made little notes, you know, to go review some stuff. That helped. I also did the HESI book. I used HESI as well for some stuff, because I think like some stuff that is in Saunders and some stuff is in HESI. Well, everything is in the same. I'm going to say everything is in each book, but I feel like I understand some stuff from HESI and some stuff from Saunders. So I used that as well. And then I made flashcards. It's like a thick stack of flashcards for my lab values, different diseases and their symptoms, and I would just, you know, put them face down by the name of the disease, and I just look at the symptoms and see if I can figure out what disease that is, and then vice versa. Also, and then I have this book also, this EKG book, Beasley EKG book. I use this, and what I did, I focused on, you know, the general. I didn't go into PVCs and all that. You know, I focused on supraventricular tachycardia, bradycardia, what else? The treatments for those disorders. Yeah, that's it. You know, I didn't really just like focus on it because I'm like thinking, okay, well, if they give me an EKG, then it won't be something difficult. And then I also did PPE. You wanna make sure you understand how to don and remove your PPE. I got this from Hearst, actually. They gave us this. And I did get a question about that on the exam. It was dropped down. It asked me to put it in order, how to don it. So that was helpful. I'm glad I went over that. And then towards on my the third day before my test, I met up with a classmate and we just reviewed. She asked me questions. We have this like 38-page review that someone had given her, and she passed it on to me. So prior to me going to review with her, I went ahead and I looked over everything in that 38-page review. If I thought that I needed to review it, then I went back into Saunders or Hesse and or even Hearst, and I reviewed that. One other thing that you need to make sure you review is precautions. Airborne, droplet, contact, review those, because I was given questions about those. As far as the exam goes, make sure that you touch on every disease process that you went over in nursing school. I actually got questions that we honestly, disease process that we didn't go over in nursing school, which was fibromyalgia. I did not cover that in nursing school, but I do know a person that suffers with that, so I was able to answer that question, I think, correctly. You know, they didn't tell me or not. Let's see. For the exam, I stopped at 75. Woohoo! When it shut off, I was like a nervous freaking wreck. I was literally just shaking all over, sweating, palms were sweating. Like I did not know. Either I did really good or really bad, is what I said. So what else? I know a lot of videos that I watched, people were saying to the day before the test to relax and chill out and just have a relaxing day. That didn't work for me. That does not work for me. That day that I took my test on Monday, that Sunday I studied from about 8 in the morning, maybe 7 in the morning, up until 10 at night. I took breaks in between, but I was a hermit. I was in my room studying, reviewing things that I felt like that I needed to review, that I needed to know. A lot of my questions were priority and select all that apply. So you want to be able to understand the disease process and what's expected. What are the expectations for the person will, what symptoms are expected for that disease process. And then what else? Priority. Hearst really helped me with priority. Hearst and UWorld, like, they were amazing for priority. Because they will try to trip you up. The exam will trip you up and you have to think. Critical thinking is a vital key for the exam. So because I always say you really can't, I don't know. Critical thinking, I guess you can teach it. But it's hard to explain. critical thinking is very important. Like, you have to be able to sit and think about all the information that they've just given you, to digest it and then break it down and go from there and figure out what it is that you need to do. And then on my test, I got that a lot. Like, I had to think, like, literally just think, break it down. The test is not a joke. I'm not going to act like it was easy. It was the hardest test that I've taken in my life. So, all I can say is to pray, to do your best, do your part, and then, you know, give the rest to God or whomever your higher superior being is. Give it to them, because there is literally nothing that you can do once you get there at that computer and you're taking that test but your best. And what else? And that's it. I'll put the names of the books and stuff that I use to review and the apps in the drop down at the bottom. Any questions, feel free to, you know, leave me a message or whatever. I'll put my email address. You can email me. And that's it. I wish everybody the best. I know they're changing NCLEX starting in April. So, you know, I don't even know what that's going to be about. So I can't even give you any advice on that. But I hope this is helpful to someone, and I wish you all the best. Bye.